How many actors from Frasier have quietly passed away without you even realizing? John Mahoney and Mary Tyler Moore are among the beloved names we've lost, and the ones that follow might leave you feeling quietly heartbroken. Christopher Reeve as Leonard. Christopher Reeve was born on September 25, 1952, in New York City, New York. When he was 41 years old, he appeared as Leonard in Frasier in 1993, portraying a brilliant and charismatic character who carried the effortless charm of his Superman persona. Though his role was brief, it stood out as a gentle but memorable moment, showcasing Reeves' ability to blend wit and grace in a single-episode performance. But his life took a tragic turn. After a horseback riding accident in 1995 left him paralyzed from the neck down, he went from a symbol of strength to someone entirely dependent on a ventilator. Still, he remained devoted to his wife, Dana Morosini, and their son, Will, even as he battled constant pain and depression. In his final years, he became a passionate advocate for spinal cord research, turning to writing as a source of inspiration and resilience. He passed away on October 10, 2004, in Mount Kisco, New York, from heart failure following an infection, at the age of 52. John Mahoney as Martin Crane. John Mahoney was born on June 20, 1940, in Blackpool, England. When he was 53 years old, he took on the role of Martin Crane in Frasier in 1993, playing a tough but lovable retired cop who brought the perfect balance of grit and warmth to Frasier and Niles' polished world. His character served as the emotional heart of the show, and Mahoney's sharp delivery and quiet affection for his old recliner made Martin deeply relatable and unforgettable amid the show's refined humor. Behind the screen, however, Mahoney's life was marked by solitude. He never married or had children. Later in life, he struggled with a lifelong addiction to cigarettes, which led to throat cancer he once overcame, only to face lung cancer years later. Despite finding late success on stage and screen, he often wrestled with insecurities about his background and career, finding peace in tending to his garden at home. He died on February 4, 2018, from complications of lung cancer and brain disease in Chicago at the age of 77. Bob Hoskins as Coach Fuller. Bob Hoskins was born on October 26, 1942, in Bury, St. Edmunds, England. When he was 61 years old, he played Coach Fuller in Frasier in 2003, portraying a tough but endearing coach. The role tapped into Hoskins' unique blend of ruggedness and warmth, making his supporting character a memorable presence in the show's witty world. Yet his personal life was marked by struggle. After a failed first marriage, he found stability with his second wife, Linda, though the pressures of work often strained his family life. He battled depression and alcoholism and was later diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2011, which forced him into early retirement. To cope, he turned to painting, but his illness gradually drained his energy. He passed away on April 29, 2014, in London, England, from pneumonia related to Parkinson's disease at the age of 71. Mary Tyler Moore as Marjorie. Mary Tyler Moore was born on December 29, 1936, in Brooklyn, New York. When she was 58 years old, she appeared as Marjorie in Frasier in 1994, portraying a confident, elegant character with her signature charm. Though her role was short-lived, it left an impression thanks to her poised delivery and ability to turn even simple lines into sharp humor, reflecting her seasoned television legacy. Her personal life, however, was filled with hardship. After 3 marriages, she endured the devastating loss of her only son, Richie, to a gun accident in 1980. Not long after, she battled alcoholism and was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at age 33, which led to serious complications with her vision and mobility. She turned to charity work and writing as ways to heal, but as her health declined, the spotlight she once commanded began to dim. She passed away on January 25, 2017, in Greenwich, Connecticut, from cardiopulmonary arrest caused by pneumonia at the age of 80, leaving behind a legacy that was both dazzling and bittersweet. Bruno Kirby as Marco. Bruno Kirby was born on April 28, 1949, in New York City, New York. When he was 44 years old, he played Marco in Frasier in 1993, bringing a lively, humorous energy to the role with his signature spark. Though brief, his appearance was a highlight, showing Kirby's knack for turning fleeting moments into big laughs with natural charm. But his off-screen life wasn't as bright. Though happily married to Jane Sellers, the couple had no children. Professionally, he often found himself typecast in supporting roles, leading to career frustrations, and then unexpectedly faced a leukemia diagnosis in 2006. In his final days, he found comfort in watching classic films, but the illness progressed rapidly. He died on August 14, 2006, in Los Angeles, California, from complications related to leukemia at the age of 57, leaving behind a deep sense of loss for a talent gone too soon. Phil Donahue as Larry. When he was 64 years old, Phil Donahue appeared as Larry in Frasier in 1999, bringing the distinctive charisma of a television icon to his guest role. The performance was a playful nod to his legendary talk show career, with his confident presence and captivating voice lighting up the episode. But his life held shadows. After a bitter divorce from his first wife, he found love with Marlo Thomas, though his work kept him distant from the children of his first marriage. He carried the weight of a strained relationship with them, and his health declined significantly in his later years. He enjoyed golf as a way to unwind, but illness eventually drew him away from the spotlight. He passed away on August 18, 2024, in New York City, New York, after a prolonged illness, at the age of 88. John McMartin as Fletcher Gray. When he was 65 years old, John McMartin played Fletcher Gray in Frasier in 1994, portraying a dignified, authoritative figure with the elegance drawn from his stage experience. Though a small role, it stood out, showcasing McMartin's talent for bringing depth to a supporting character through his refined presence and warm voice. But his personal life was marked by solitude. After divorcing Cynthia Bear, he had children but remained distant from his family due to his career. He faced cancer in his final years, finding comfort in reading, though illness forced him into seclusion. He passed away on July 6, 2016, in New York City, New York, from cancer at the age of 86. David Ogden Stiers as Leland Barton. When he was 61 years old, David Ogden Stiers played Leland Barton in Frasier in 2003, portraying an intelligent, refined character with his trademark charm. The role was a soft yet memorable highlight, showing Stiers' gift for blending humor and depth, reminiscent of his acclaimed performance in MASH. But his life was marked by private struggles. Discreet about his sexuality for most of his career, he never married or had children, choosing a solitary path. He was diagnosed with bladder cancer in 2017, which quickly took a toll, though he still found joy in playing classical music. He passed away on March 3, 2018, in Newport, Oregon, from complications of cancer, at the age of 75. John Glenn as himself. When he was 80 years old, John Glenn appeared as himself in Frasier in 2001, offering an inspiring touch of authenticity from his historic journey as an astronaut. Though brief, his presence was a standout moment, stirring admiration and warmth, and enriching the episode with the gravity of his real-life story. But his life was not without hardship. Despite a lasting marriage to Annie Glenn, the weight of fame created emotional distance between them. He also faced heart problems, and a heart valve replacement surgery in 2016 led to a stroke. He loved storytelling as a way to connect with others, but declining health eventually drew him away from public life. He passed away on December 8, 2016 in Columbus, Ohio, from complications following a stroke at the age of 95. Joe Flaherty as Herm Evans. When he was 61 years old, Joe Flaherty played Herm Evans in Frasier in 2002, portraying a quirky, humorous character shaped by his unique comedy background. The role was a fun highlight, showing Flaherty's gift for turning eccentricity into laughter, making the character memorable despite a brief appearance. But his life was filled with turmoil. After a tense divorce, he became estranged from his 2 children and faced financial difficulties as his comedy career faded. He grew seriously ill in his later years, often exhausted, though he continued to find joy in writing scripts. He passed away on April 1, 2024, in Toronto, Canada, after a short illness at the age of 82. Emmett Walsh as Rich Kenner. When he was 66 years old, Monsieur Emmett Walsh played Rich Kenner in Frasier in 2001, portraying a gruff yet endearing character in his distinctive style. The role was a small but sharp moment, with Walsh's blend of roughness and wit adding a unique touch that stood out in the episode. But his life told a quieter, lonelier story. Never married, he lived alone and buried himself in work. In later years, he suffered from heart failure and sank into depression after the loss of his brother. He took comfort in collecting antiques, but as his health faded, he withdrew from the world. He passed away on March 19, 2024 in St. Albans, Vermont, from cardiac arrest at the age of 88. Robert Loia as Stephano. When he was 70 years old, Robert Loia played Stephano in Frasier in 2000, portraying a strong, magnetic character with his natural charm. The role was a memorable standout, with Logia's energy and deep voice bringing a compelling edge to the refined comedy. But his life gradually darkened. Despite a long marriage, a diagnosis of Alzheimer's in 2010 placed immense strain on his family as his memory faded. He had once found great success in Scarface, but illness robbed him of his ability to perform. He passed away on December 4, 2015 in Los Angeles, California, from complications of Alzheimer's disease at the age of 85, leaving behind a luminous career shadowed by tragedy. Fritz Weaver as Sir Trevor Aninsley. Fritz Weaver was born on January 19, 1926, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. When he was 72 years old, he portrayed Sir Trevor Aninsley in Frasier in 1998, bringing to life a refined, intelligent character shaped by his theatrical background. The role was a gentle highlight, with Weaver's elegant demeanor and captivating voice adding a touch of sophistication to the episode. But his personal life bore deeper cracks. Following a painful first divorce, he remarried, yet his work kept him distant from his children. Not long after, he faced financial trouble due to a scam, adding more strain to his life. He passed away on November 26, 2016, in New York City, New York, of natural causes at the age of 90. Scott Atkinson as Clive. Scott Atkinson was born on October 11, 1966, in Honolulu, Hawaii. When he was 30 years old, he played Clive in Frasier in 1996, delivering a humorous, charming character infused with the freshness of a young actor. The role, though brief, was memorable. Atkinson's energy and enthusiasm offered a fun, standout moment in the show. But his real life was marked by tragedy. He struggled with the pressures of Hollywood, leading to addiction and a string of broken relationships. During that time, he landed a major opportunity in an indie film, but professional setbacks caused him to spiral. Under pressure, he found solace in photography, yet drugs slowly consumed him. He died on February 26, 2021, in Los Angeles, California, from drug-related causes at the age of 54. John Syen as Doug Harvey. John Syen was born on November 24, 1953, in Los Angeles, California. When he was 42 years old, he played Doug Harvey in Frasier in 1996, portraying a fun, warm character with an approachable charm. The role was a small but standout moment, with Syen's blend of humor and heart bringing a genuine spark to the episode. But his life was filled with regret, After a failed marriage, he became estranged from his children and faced financial strain as his career stalled. He was diagnosed with cancer in his final year, and the loss of a close friend deepened his depression. He found joy in voice acting for animation, but his illness left him physically depleted. He died on May 13, 2017, in Los Angeles, California, from cancer at the age of 63, leaving behind a bright career shadowed by sorrow. Robert Proski as T.H. Hton. Robert Proski was born on December 13, 1930, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. When he was 66 years old, he appeared as T.H. Hton in Frasier in 1996, offering a witty, thoughtful character with the warmth of a seasoned actor. The role was a gentle highlight, with Proski's calm presence and resonant voice creating a memorable supporting figure in the show's comedic landscape. But his life held quieter struggles. Despite a long-lasting marriage, he prioritized his career over family, which strained his relationship with his children. Later, he faced heart issues that gradually weakened him. He enjoyed woodworking to relax, though declining health kept him from continuing. He passed away on December 8, 2008, in Washington, D.C., due to complications following heart surgery at the age of 77. Lincoln Kilpatrick as Arty Walsh. Lincoln Kilpatrick was born on February 12, 1932, in St. Louis, Missouri. When he was 62 years old, he played Arty Walsh in Frasier in 1994, portraying Martin's loyal friend with signature sincerity and warmth. The role was brief yet meaningful, with Kilpatrick's ability to express longtime friendship through simple, heartfelt dialogue, highlighting the show's emotional connections. But his life was marked by challenges. Though his marriage endured, family tensions led to distance from his children, and he battled racial barriers in the acting industry. In his later years, he was diagnosed with lung cancer, forcing him into isolation despite his efforts to persevere through music, playing the saxophone. He died on May 18, 2004, in Los Angeles, California, from lung cancer at the age of 72. Though they may be gone, the legacy these actors left behind still lives in every scene, every laugh, and every memory from Frasier. Which of these performances do you remember most? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. Goodbye.